Hi,
Hey,
how are you?
I'm
Everybody,
doing awesome.
my
Nice to
lady
see you.
Carman, the house.
Yes, you look fabulous.
Oh, thank you. So do you, darling. I love your top. Oh, it looks
Oh,
just so fabulous. Now, tell me, is that part of the blouse?
it is. Let me make sure it's straight. It's a little
Oh,
crooked,
yeah, no, it's nice.
but yeah, it is
Yeah,
part of the
that's
little
great.
dress.
That is
Yeah, it's
so
a little
cute.
dress. Yeah.
Oh, with your glasses and everything.
Yeah,
Oh,
you got to match sometimes.
you do.
Sometimes.
You
It
do.
looks beautiful. And I love your necklace too.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Look, the little earrings to go with the little hair.
Accessorizing. Right.
You know how we do.
You know how we do. So what you drinking for your tea?
Oh, I am actually having some clear-minded tea.
There you go. We need that.
Yes,
Because I got me some green tea with some ginseng. We need that too.
yeah, we
Right.
do. Ginseng is really good.
Yeah. And make sure you guys are taking your vitamin C. So welcome, to our Elevate Your Greatness with the
Welcome,
tea and
everybody.
talk with Miss Diamond.
Lady Carmen.
And I'm and I'm Lady Carmen, and we're just gonna, talk about some very interesting topics today to help us elevate our greatness even more. So, Miss Diamond, what are we gonna talk to the ladies and the gentlemen about today?
Yeah, unstuck.
Ooh,
Getting unstuck.
ooh, that's deep. That's
Yes, it
good and deep.
really is. And I think it's a really intriguing topic because so many of us find ourselves stuck and not able to move forward.
Yeah, yeah, and you can be stuck, Miss Diamond, in every area of your life if you're not careful,
Yeah, you
right?
can be. Yes.
So, I mean, what are some things that that people are stuck in that we can maybe help them out with?
Well, like you said, there's many avenues of being stuck in your life. Um, I know you can be stuck with just in your careers. You could be
Mm-hmm.
stuck with your health. You
Yep.
can be stuck with uh, growing financially. You
Yeah.
can be stuck just in your mindset.
Mm-hmm.
You can you can be stuck in so many different
Yeah.
ways. Um,
Yeah.
but
And
I
you can
will
be
say
stuck in
this
relationships.
in relationships,
Yeah.
but I will say this, and we're gonna talk about it later. That it doesn't matter where you're stuck at in your life.
Yeah.
There's tools to be able to get you unstuck, step
Mm-hmm.
by step, no
Yep.
matter where you may be stuck in your life.
Yeah. And I think it's important that people recognize
Yeah,
when they are stuck
yeah,
or
that
if they
helps.
are stuck,
Yeah,
you
it
know. And
does.
an example of that would be, for those of you who don't know, we lost my brother-in-law in November. And my sister is here visiting and I love her so much, my big sister. And she was saying that what she realized is that she had been wearing black in her dressing attire. Now, black is a universal color, but for
Mhm.
her, it was representative of this the mourning process that she had been going through in the grieving process. And
Mhm.
she said, I have to start wearing some colors
Oh,
because even though I still miss my husband, even though I'm stuck,
yeah.
in this grieving, and grieving can be for everybody very different,
Yes.
right?
Right.
And we can be stuck, and it takes maybe a little bit of a process to get unstuck. But here's the thing, she recognized where she was stuck at.
Yeah, that's important. It really does help to um, come to terms with with yourself that you are stuck. Because
Yeah,
that's
it
the first step,
that
really,
is
of
right.
becoming and getting unstuck. Mm,
Yeah, and so that was just a small little thing, like a wardrobe change. Like, let me get
yeah,
unstuck with just wearing black or gray all the time.
yeah,
And so that's a self-awareness thing. That's something that we have to, decide, and it's kind of like a light bulb, boop,
yeah,
goes off, and you're like, oh, okay, I've been doing these. things, or I've had this pattern of doing these things, and I'm kind of been complacent. I've been okay with
Yeah.
where I'm at, or maybe you're not okay, but you just can't continue doing what you've been doing because it's comfortable, right?
Yeah.
And so now
It
now
feels
you're
right.
stuck, right?
Yeah.
And so I mean, you talked about, people being stuck, in their health. What are some tools that you can give some of these beautiful people to help them get unstuck? Because maybe it's just a vicious cycle of being stuck that they kind of keep falling into, and maybe they're not aware, or maybe they are, they
Yeah.
just don't know what to do about it.
Yeah. And we all have a tendency to get there. Um,
Hmm. I know I was,
yeah.
you know.
It happens because we get caught up in life. I know before COVID happened, a lot of us had jobs and we were focused on the jobs, and it's so easy to get up every morning and be in a robotic state
Mm,
where you're just getting up and then you go to work, you do your job, you come home, and so on and so forth. Um, and you don't feel like you are stuck, you know
no,
even if you enjoy your job,
right.
it's still um getting unstuck has to do with what are you doing for yourself, you know
Yeah.
what are you doing for yourself for the improvement of self, even if you love your job, because even if you love whatever you love, your whole life doesn't it shouldn't surround yourself only with that. So
That's a good point, because sometimes it's just as simple as changing your route to work. Okay, so say
exactly.
you like your job, say you really enjoy what you do, but you feel like, okay, this is just the same thing every day, and anybody can get burnt out with anything. Just like I was telling someone, you can be addicted to anything.
Yeah.
Anything that you do in excess can
Mhm.
cause you to either be stuck or addicted, right? And
Right.
so, like, you can be stuck trying to go to work every day and try to keep up this, momentum. But if you're doing the same thing, the same routine every day, and for some people, they like that type of structure. But if you're starting to feel complacent or feeling like you need to do something different, maybe take a different route to work. Maybe
Yes.
apply for a promotion, or really a promotion that you don't feel like you're qualified for, right?
Yeah.
You know, um, maybe start connecting with some different people at work, that you normally don't connect with. I know in my old industry, I come from the trade show industry, we had so many different departments that
Yeah.
we worked with. And so, you could meet someone one day, and, next thing you're in this whole different conversation with them because of the department that they bring in. We were always networking. We were always meeting new people with different titles, different positions. And so, if that's not necessarily your career, then you may have to create an opportunity to meet, new people and engage them, in conversation, even if, that takes you out of your comfort zones, just so that you don't get stuck. Now, obviously, we still have to do it in a, you know, socially distant way,
Yes.
but there's ways around that.
Yeah.
Join some local groups that are virtual, that you can
There's
connect with.
yeah, there's all kind of ways to get unstuck. And I like how you said, even if it comes to your job, just like taking another route, you know.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something else, because getting unstuck it's just steps. It's steps
Mm-hmm.
of breaking your patterns, the paradigm
Mm-hmm.
that you're so used to, and most of us, if you brush your teeth with your right hand, okay, switch it up, brush your teeth with your left hand,
Yeah,
you know.
something.
Just
Yeah.
switch it up, to keep your mind, um just keep your mind where it's like, oh, okay, so alert. All right,
Yeah.
let's work on let's do it with the left. So it's all part of getting unstuck, not getting too caught up in a pattern,
Yeah.
that you become so comfortable with that you stop growing.
Yeah.
That's what getting unstuck is all about. It's allowing yourself to grow. Allow
Hmm.
yourself to grow as a human being.
Yeah.
Um, that's one tool that I think is like really important, is to allow yourself to grow. Um,
I
what
agree.
you
And I
know
do.
what is I, for myself? What is life without growing better than where you currently are?
Well, you're right. And the other thing too, Miss Diamond, is that people are afraid to fail, but that's where we grow the most, right?
That's
Is
where it is. That,
there's a book called Falling Forward, and I can't remember who the author is, so you have to look it up or Google it, right? But it talks about failure. I haven't read the whole book, but it's it's really amazing that we have all these perfectionists
yeah.
in the world. I used to be that way. I think
Oh, I've been
in certain in
guilty of
certain
it.
areas of my life, I still feel like I want to be a
You have
perfectionist.
to be a perfectionist,
But
but
you can be stuck in
yes,
being a perfectionist,
it's so true.
right?
That's
To
right.
where there's no room for error, there's no room for falling forward. There's no growth there in learning something from the lessons of life,
Right.
or love, or business, right? And so if you don't allow yourself those things, failure is not always bad, but being a perfectionist, everything is not always going to go the way that you want it to go, and sometimes that's on purpose to kind of really rein you back in and allow you to understand that life happens and you don't have any control over it whatsoever, but you have to be in position to allow yourself not to necessarily be stuck or a perfectionist, but recognize when you are doing those things so that you can make the necessary corrections.
Yeah, and it's like you said, being a perfectionist is another example of being stuck, because being a perfectionist can hold you back.
Mm-hmm.
For the simple fact is because you want everything to be so perfect, and that's not the way it is. In order
Mm-hmm.
to grow, you're gonna have to make mistakes, or it's not even really mistakes. I don't look at it as, I look at
Yeah.
it as learning.
Yeah.
It's learning. And in order to learn, and even failure, is it really failure or is it a learning process? It's knowledge that
Yeah.
you learn, because most failures come from something that you never tried before.
Yep.
Know what I mean? You never tried it before. So okay, you ran into a brick wall. So that means you'll learn from that.
Right.
And when as you go forward, you'll recognize if that brick wall comes again. So,
Exactly.
so
You'll choose a different route,
right, right.
and I think that's it's so important, Lady Miss Diamond, what you were saying is that you have to figure out, what lessons you can learn from things,
That's right.
and so that you don't get stuck there. My young cousin got into a car accident a couple of weeks ago. She's young, she's a new driver, but actually it was a more supposedly seasoned driver who
Mhm.
ran into the back of her, totaled her car. Now,
Oh,
the lesson in that was that things happen,
mhm.
even when you were, I mean, not expecting them. And, as young as she was, she could have panicked, but, luckily her parents were close by and they were able to get to her. Thank the Lord, and nobody was seriously injured. But here's the thing. She could have got stuck in the fact that, I'm a new driver. I just started driving. I will never drive again,
This is true.
right?
Because it's happening
Or
to people, I'm
she
sure.
could say, you know what, let me just take a couple of days to get my bearings and I'm going to try driving again. I know that accidents don't happen every day, but they do happen. And I'm going to grow from what I learned,
Yeah.
and I'm going to go. And so she did, she was kind of chilled out for a couple of days. And I talked to my cousin, her mother, and I said, how is she doing? And she said, well, you know what? She asked me, could she take the car around the corner? And I
Good.
said, okay, good. That's a good first step, right? She's
It-
not stuck still at the accident that happened 2 days ago.
right.
She's moving forward, she's progressing, she understands. But you have some people, who have been in car accidents or had a, and they have never driven again, or never, giving themselves a chance to, correct that,
Yeah.
in their own way,
Mhm.
and so, what we're trying to say to everybody is we understand that things happen, life happens,
Oh,
but don't allow yourself to get stuck there,
yeah.
because it becomes a fear-based type of lifestyle, you
Right.
know,
And
and
you
you don't
don't want
want to
that.
live that. Mm-mm.
No, no, you don't want that because getting living a life of getting unstuck is just making sure that you grow. It's
Mm,
just so important to grow. A lot of us, if you live long enough, things are going to happen because that's just life. But when things happen, and it can even break us down.
mhm.
Sometimes it can break us down or break us in half or whatever the case may be. But you don't
Yeah,
have to stay there.
right.
You don't have to stay there. You can, and it does help to, if you have family or some type of support to help you get back on track, that always helps. um,
Yeah,
if you have that, and if and we'll talk about later how if you need that, how we can help you with that, because that's where coaches come in handy at. Is,
absolutely,
you know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? It's to help you be able to get unstuck and to move forward and go forward and to live your life of greatness and joy and happiness.
Yeah.
It's important.
And we should really talk about that because again, I think we touched on this a couple of weeks ago. Some people are stuck in their health and wellness goal,
Yeah,
right? They
yeah.
say, okay, I said in January, right? I was gonna start this weight loss program, and I like to say change of life. Like, I don't really like diets. I like, change of life because
Yeah.
you can be on a diet 1 minute, fall off, but you really want something that's going to be sustainable, right? And
Yes.
so, I know some of you may have, from a health and wellness perspective, may have said, you know what, I messed up already. It's the end of March and I still have
I
not
still
lost
haven't done anything.
7 anything, right? And so you feel stuck, right?
Right. It happens to
So
us all.
Miss Diamond, tell them how not to be a little stuck.
Well, first of all, if you really want to choose to not to be stuck in your health and wellness, look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what do I want?
Mhm,
What do I want? How do I want to feel?
mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Just ask yourself that.
Yeah.
What do I want? How do I want to feel? How do I want to look?
Right. Well, I want to feel like I'm forever 27 and I want to look like it too, right?
I just want to feel like $1 million or more.
Right.
But you got to ask yourself that, because it's important, because it's all about what you want. If you don't want to look, feel, and be healthy, then you're not going to do anything.
Mm-mm.
You're really not.
Nope. Nope.
If you want to live a healthy life, look healthy, be healthy, then you're going to make steps to get yourself up, to get yourself unstuck mind wise. And like I said, if you don't have a support, because sometimes you have to be your own hero
Mm. Or Shiro.
or shero. And that's okay. That's okay because we
Yeah.
all know how sometimes family or surroundings may not be there to support or to be on the journey with you. That's where you have to develop mind callous of strength, inner strength to get up for yourself and be your own hero.
Mm-hmm.
And just ask yourself, what is it that I want? How do I want to look? And what do I want to be? What
Right.
is it that I see myself as
Mm-hmm.
like 6 months from now? You know,
Absolutely.
how do I see myself? Do I see myself still the same as where I am now? Or do I see myself advanced in different areas? Health wise, it could be just changing your diet. I mean, I don't like to, I'm like you, I don't like to use the word diet
Yeah.
because diets, you could be on a diet, and as soon as you get off the diet, the next thing you know, you done gain the pounds back in less than a month. So I
Yeah.
don't like to say diets, but change the way you eat, change your eating habits, and you all know that I can't express enough. exercise. Get some exercise
Mm,
in.
yeah.
And it's and your mind, be aware and be mindful of your thoughts.
Hmm.
You know, all of this will help you get unstuck and just ask yourself, where do I want to be? What do you have to look forward to in
Yeah,
6 months or 3 months, 6 months? And then with that being said, write it down, right wherever it is you want to do, and have a plan, a strategic plan on how you're going to make that happen. When you do
absolutely.
that, implement it, let go, and let God.
Of the past. Because that's, you know what, you can get stuck in the past too, right?
Oh, very
So
much so. You got to
you
let
know,
it go.
look,
Yeah.
look, you know, some of us may be still stuck on something that happened in high school, some
Oh,
of us elementary school. Whoever took your ball in elementary school,
let
they
them
didn't
have it.
mean
Let them have
it.
it.
Let them have it, right? And we're not making light or little, but some of us hold on to certain things that we should have let go a long time ago. And a couple of weeks back, we talked about the, forgiveness,
Yeah.
right? So you can be stuck in unforgiveness,
Yeah.
right? And so you don't want to do that either. But just going back on what you were saying, Miss Diamond, a lot of people can be stuck with a body image.
Yeah.
You have to be healthy based on who you are, not what other people look like, right?
Say it again, just one more time.
Okay, you got to be okay with who you are, not what other people look like, right?
Right.
And so the reality is that your body image is different from someone else's, so you
Yes,
can't
it is.
compare and
No.
be stuck there,
Yes. Yes.
okay? Because you know, you might be fabulous in one way and they may be fabulous in another way, but you still celebrate that fabulousness that each of you bring to the table. So I
Right.
think not getting stuck in other people's body image and health and wellness journey is really important, because what works for Miss Diamond may not work for me.
That's right.
You
That's right.
know,
That's right.
so you have to really focus.
If you want to compare yourself to someone, compare yourself to yourself.
Yeah,
That's who you
yeah.
need. Compare yourself to yourself, because you are who you have to deal with. When it's all said and done, it's
Mm-hmm.
yourself who you are
Yeah,
going to have to deal with, who holds all the cards and all the
yeah.
responsibility. It is to
Mm-hmm.
yourself.
Yeah, you're responsible for you. And
Mhm.
so you can't allow other people to steal your joy. You can't allow other people to steal, your motivation, your peace.
That's
Please
right.
don't let people steal your peace.
That's right.
And just really make sure that you are being your best self, that you're elevating you, that you're elevating your greatness in whatever light that is for you, whatever light that shines for you.
That's right.
I think it's so important, that people not allow their light to be dimmed, you know, because of what other people's opinion is. It's just their opinion.
Right.
Everybody's
And their
entitled to
opinion
it.
has nothing to do with you. And a
Has
lot of
nothing
us
to do
have
with
to
you.
learn that over a time period. But it's true that that is also
Yeah.
a very important tool of getting unstuck, is not allowing others to affect you, your whole being.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot care what others think, say. It's not important. It's not your responsibility. It
It's
really,
really not. It's really not what they feel or think about you is their problem.
yeah.
What they think or feel about you is their problem. So if someone doesn't like you, okay. But you can kill them with kindness and love them anyway, right?
That's right.
and,
That's
and,
right. And
and,
then
and
again, it boils down to you. You have to live for you. You have to be
yes.
healthy. You have to be happy. Happy
Mm-hmm.
with your health. Happy with your finances. These are things that you have to get together within yourself to just feel good about yourself and to
Mm-hmm.
believe in yourself. And when you start implementing things to better yourself through health, better yourself through finance, which I know you're going to give us
Oh
some
yeah.
tips on how to start to get unstuck and to feel good about yourself and to believe in yourself as you go forward with your finances. Because these things, health and finance, are the beginning that once you start to take steps to making that better,
Mm-hmm.
you become better.
Yes. Yeah. Regarding the financial wellness part, I just feel like, the one thing that most people can do to get themselves unstuck is to create a budget. Just like you would create, a plan for your grocery list to
Yeah.
get that health and wellness together, you can create a budget that will allow you to kind of see. I think a lot of us get stuck because we don't want to see. We want the blinders, to still be on when it comes to our financial wellness. And you just can't. You have to, you know, pull down the window shade,
Right.
let some air in, and know that, this whatever budget you have, and maybe you're not a person who, like I mentioned a couple weeks ago, I never was one who had a checking account registry. In the back, for those of you who might be watching, who might be a millennial or a Gen Zer, we had checkbooks back in the day, and you were
Yes, we did.
supposed to write down in it how much was what your starting balance was, and
Right.
what your balance was
Right.
after you paid all
Yes.
your bills. And so
Right.
that's what we're referring to, and so the budget may look a little different for anybody. Some people use spreadsheets, some people have an actual budget sheet. I have one on my website if you need one, that you can have free. If you need somewhere to get started, just go to
You know,
www.
Carmen, it's funny you say that because actually the times we're living in now, you can lose track with how you spend
If
because
you
back
swipe it,
in the day, yes, we're
right.
swiping. Back in the day, we used to write down, we could easily keep up with everything that we were
Hmm.
doing. Ah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's interesting. Never
Right.
really
And
thought
so,
about that.
yeah. So, if you need a budget, if you don't have a budget, if you don't even know what a budget look like, it's okay. I'm here for you. You just
Right?
go to my website, Legacy, Team Legacy, or no,
Right?
legacyint20.com. It's on the screen. It's on the screen, right? And you can pull up a budget. But the other way that you can get unstuck when it comes to your financials is finding someone to help you navigate through that. Like like we always say, you can't figure out where you're going without a GPS. Back in the day, we had maps. You actually had to look at an atlas to figure out where you're going. The only thing that has changed is technology. So if you need some help in your finances, don't be afraid to ask someone for your help. We already know, speaking of which, you know, April is financial literacy month. So we're going to be doing some great
April
things,
is financial illiteracy month.
literacy month. Yes,
Okay.
I didn't know that. It popped up
Oh,
and I was
how
like,
true
oh,
is that? Oh,
so we're going to be doing
gone
some awesome.
from what is it, Money March or March Money Madness?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. March Madness to
Okay.
Financial Literacy Month is April. So it's not just April Fools, right?
Good.
Right.
Yeah.
But it is April is Financial Literacy Month. So we're going to be doing some things to kind of help people out, giving some people some food for thought, right? As they're, going through their financial journey. But like I said, if you have some financial concerns, reach out to me. Let me know how we can service you in any area, and maybe we can get you back on track so that you're not stuck. Because I'm going to tell you right now, putting your head in the sand and acting as if it doesn't exist does not work. It
Yeah,
just gets
no, is
worse.
that the truth? Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I'm gonna tell you, and putting your head in the sand as well with your health and your wellness, it doesn't work as well.
mhm,
You know, being taking that incentive to be the best that you can be through your health and wellness. It's a process.
it
It's not
is.
something that just comes automatically all the time. And
Mm-mm.
that's where coaches come in at, and that's where I assist you at. If you
Yep.
are having any kind of blockage, if you feel stuck, I can get you there. You
Hmm.
know, all you have to do is go to my website. You may know, it may not be on the screen because this technology sometimes sometimes
Right.
it's there, sometimes it's not. But just go to www.greaterlivingafter50 and
Hmm.
book your consultation. And when you
Yes.
book your consultation, we will discuss what it is you want to reach, your goals you want to reach,
Hmm.
and then You got to start somewhere.
You got to start somewhere.
Because we're at the end of 3 months, a quarter already in the year.
Yeah.
So you don't
You
want
got
to
to
go
start
another
somewhere.
quarter and not do anything. You got to
Yeah,
start now.
exactly. And really, that's part of keeping your head in the sand. That's part of being stuck. So we want to help you, get unstuck
Get
so
unstuck.
that you can move over, move into the next 9 months of the year, right? Even if you got to start over, you want to move into this next 9 months with a plan, whether it's a game plan for financial health and wellness, whether it's a financial plan, or a health plan, you need a coach. You need someone to assist you
Support.
along this journey and allow that process to happen so that you can move and shift and that you don't have to be stuck anymore.
And give yourself grace.
And give yourself some grace.
And patience. And know that you can do this. You got this. Together,
we can do anything.
Do anything. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're done.
Yes.
For today. We're not done. We're done for today.
Right. We'll be in April when we see you again.
Yes. Let's see. What day is that? April. Let's give the people something. I gotta look at my calendar. I know. We're gonna do April the 12th. It looks like, right?
April 12th?
Yeah.
Oh, that's like the second week, huh?
Baby? Yeah.
So that's like the second week of April, y'all. So that means time waits for no one.
Time waits for no one.
Get started today. Get started now. Contact Lady Carman on her website. Contact Miss Diamond on her website. Book your consultations and let's get it cracking.
And put something in the comments about whether or not you're stuck and where you're stuck at, and maybe we can answer those questions for you. But until next time.
Yes, we love you.
We love you. Until next time.
Bye for now.
Have a great day.